$14 million in real estate assets, zero money into all of it, which is awesome. It's a light flex, right? Light. And then also 4.3 in equity, zero into it again, 14 million in real estate, $50,000 a month off of cash.
Hello, you're listening to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, presented by Brandon Elliott. This show will be going over all aspects of real estate investing and is intended to educate, motivate, and prepare you to take action on your first or next real estate investment. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Thank you for listening and enjoy.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Elliott. Excited to be with you guys today. We're getting ready to, I'm actually, as I'm recording this, getting ready for the birthday weekend. Excited for that. We are going to Miami this Sunday as well to go visit a friend and jump on a awesome podcast and do a bunch of fun things while we're out there as well. Between you and me, I'm not a big Miami fan. I'm going to be really clear on that. Not a big fan of it. But anyway, I'm going to try to find the areas of Miami that I do like, because I hear everybody raving on about it and I'm like, why? But we're about to find out this weekend. We'll see. Anyway, with that being said, man, the Super Bowl just happened the weekend before, and I was networking with several people, good people from church, people that I like and admire, and just getting to network a little bit more, getting to see people's hearts and what their goals and accomplishments are looking to reveal this year. And it was kind of shocking. Several people, I'm talking 2 people at the party, as well as I've ran into a couple other people over the week that, and I always believe in like this rule of 3. When I get hit with 3+ people in 1 week that are, taking me down this one path, it stirs things up for me. I'm like, what the heck? I got to go test, try, see what, I've had people recommend Rich Dad Poor Dad to me 3 in a row in 1 week. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll read the book. I had 3 people in 1 week tell me about investing in Ohio back in the day before I had any investments. And I was like, all right, shoot, I'll check out Ohio. I was checking out all these other states. I checked out California, Arizona, Colorado, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. And then eventually it was like, all right, well, 3 people in 1 week, I'll check out Ohio, see what it's about. And long and behold, there's always been something good that have come from it. And so when I saw, it reminded me back in 2016 when I was networking a lot. Jennifer and I were in a mastermind group. We were networking weekly, and we were going to a bunch of these like meetups and networking, meeting people. You find a lot of insurance people. You find a lot of just random people trying to network that are getting into the entrepreneur space. And when they started hearing about my story of investing in real estate, everybody always kept on raising their hand like, oh, I want to do that too. But I gotta wait until I'm successful over here because I don't have any money. So once I make money over here, then I'll take it and I'll put it into real estate. And I just naturally thought like, hey man, what if that doesn't happen? Like, what if that takes too long? What if it's just the pessimistic side on me and I'm just like, I don't believe in your vision over there. That sucks. If you really want to do real estate, why don't you do it like I did it? Because I didn't have any money. So if you think I came from money and that's how I got into real estate, you're wrong. Let me show you this foundational piece on how we talk to these banks and how we get massive amounts of funding. Like how do we get this? How do we do this type of stuff? So long and behold, that happened frequently, and we started showing people how to get funding from banks and the power of 0% credit and so forth. And so, and a selfish, not even selfish, it would be such a disservice if I didn't actually explain. Come to our upcoming 0% capital boot camp. Like, do that. If you haven't been, you're going to want to be. That point blank period. It's on February 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Go get your ticket now. Like right now. Like stop this, pause this, hit timeout, hit a pause, come back to this in a moment, but go grab your ticket now simply by going to Instagram. Go to my page. Don't get distracted. Go to my page, Credit Council Elite, or Brandon Elliott Investments. Go to either of those IG pages And in the bio, click it. You can get your ticket now for as low as I think $27 and as high as $147. Discounted, by the way, that should have been $400. So it's $3,000 worth of value in the VIP ticket for $147. It's a no-brainer. We give a guarantee on it. You got nothing to lose, so much to gain. And it's 3 full days of us showing you how to talk to the banks, how to fix your own credit, how to boost your score to the 800 club, how to liquidate cards into cash, how to invest your money wisely. Like the whole blueprint of what I was able to do to get it all the real estate. 14 million in real estate assets, zero money into all of it, which is awesome. It's a light flex, right? Light. And then also 4.3 in equity, zero into it again, 14 million in real estate, $50,000 a month off of cash flow from the real estate, millions in tax benefits, and appreciation that goes up each and every year. It's not a bad day, right? So with that being said, because I heard 4 different people in the last week asking, like saying that they're about to get started in real estate investing. They're about to get started in real estate investing. However, one of the guys was saying like, hey, I'm about to, spend a bunch of money. I came into some money from, family death. I got sent this money. I have this now, and I'm just going to buy this real estate deal, it's on market and it's going to take me, I'm going to lose money each month for the first 5 years. And then at 5 years, maybe I'll pay it down then. It's like, what? No, don't do that. Like whatever. I don't know who the hell coached you on that plan, but that plan blows. Don't do that plan. That one sucks. So it made me think of like, hey, there's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of people as long as I've been doing this 10 plus years, you start getting into this routine of thinking everybody knows the BRRRR strategy. Come to find out this past week, all 4 of those people didn't know the BRRRR strategy. Okay. So we're going to take it back. We're going to rewind and we're going to show you step by step the simple instructions. Now, this is going to be the 30,000 foot view of it, right? We don't have all the time in the world. This is just a podcast, guys. All right. To grab your attention, I got 30 minutes, 1 hour max. All right. So if you want more of this, or if you want me to break down this stuff, please, 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 it would be my honor. It would be my absolute honor to be able to break it down and be able to bring clarity. Otherwise, every single Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm jumping in and doing a live Ask Me Anything. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. That's on all social media platforms. With that being said, I'm sorry I sound like crap today. A little under the weather. Let's dive into what it looks like to be able to buy some real estate, whether it's your very first one or your second or third. My recommendation is you need to buy 3 properties. 3 properties before you finally feel the confidence and the boldness and get the jitters out of the way of like, all right, well, that's easier than I thought. It was confusing. It was complicated. It was scary at first, but now I got some balls to actually do this. Okay. So that's the good news. So however you get through those first 3, obviously you want to get up on top so that you can do 3 more, but you just got to get through them. Okay. So we got to buy them right. We got to buy them right so you're making money, but we also just got to go through the process. Now, I also want to let you know just some credibility here of why listening to me talking about this. Number 1 is just because my record. I've been doing this for 10 plus years and I have a bunch of real estate myself doing exactly this. I only talk about from what I've done personally. And if I've done it and it worked for me, it can work for you. It's also worked. I've coached other people. And this is probably the biggest significant piece, because it's one thing when you can do it for yourself, but when you can tell somebody else the exact same steps, step by step, how to do it, and they have been able to complete it successfully. I've done this with dozens and dozens of other mentees of mine that I've coached on how to do this. And within 2 to 3 weeks, every single one of them have been able to get a deal under contract. Okay. And then a week or, about a month or so later, they're closing on the deal. Then they're remodeling it. So they're doing the BRRRR strategy. That's what I preach on. The BRRRR strategy, if you don't know, Long and behold, it's just a value add. All types of real estate, you want to buy a value add. You don't want to get something on retail. You want to get something that's beat up from the feet up that you can remodel, make it sexy, have somebody fight over it, take it back to the banks, show that it's producing, making great money, and now you can get a percentage of that back, 70, 80%, 90% of that money back, which pays for the whole damn thing, and then you have nothing into it and you repeat the process. So let me explain. That's the very high level view. The BRRRR strategy is this. You buy, it's B and then 4 R's. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Okay, buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. So you're going to buy something beat up from the feet up, the worst one on the block, the neighborhood, that the worst one, get that one. Okay, make sure you remodel it to the T, that you make it brand new, you make it sexy, you have everybody fighting for it. Okay, now when you have everybody fighting for it, it's easy to rent out for top dollar because you have many options. Screen it like a bank, rent it out for top dollar. After that, you refinance it. Ideally, you've run the numbers properly, and because you bought it for so cheap and you renovated it for so cheap, at the end of the day, instead of doing a fix and flip for a one-time high-income paying job, quote unquote, just a one-time payout, you're going to keep the property. You're just going to get the bank to give you a refinance on it and pay off any loans, if any, and have one new mortgage with a low monthly payment. And ideally, it rents out for more than that. So it cash flows, it's got appreciation, tax benefits, and somebody else is paying your mortgage. Okay, but you get all your money back. So now you can repeat the process. So B, then 4 R's. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Cool? It's a value add. At the end of the day, simply making something nice again. Okay? Now, what you want to do, number one, is let me give you the high level 6, just in case if you're like me and you're like, just cut the BS. Give me the meat and potatoes. I'll give you the 30,000 foot view, and then we'll deep dive into each one. So number one, it's going to be 6, by the way, 6 of these. If you're taking notes, we do encourage, do that. It's wise. Don't be a fool, right? Number one is pick a strategy. Pick a strategy in real estate. There's 30 plus different ways. I'll talk about that in a moment. Pick a strategy. Number 2 is location, 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 location. Understand your location. We're going to talk about it. Number 3 is network with everybody and their grandmother to start sending you the strategy, the deal type that you want. Number 4 is learn how to run your numbers, particularly for that strategy. Learn your numbers. Number 5, how to deal with contractors, how to deal with them, how to pay them, how to work with them. They think differently than investors. Just know that. Then number 6, how are you going to actually fund it and refinance it? What is the plan at the end of the day? How are you going to fund this? And how are you going to refinance it? Okay? Like, what is the big picture plan? Do you have backup plans? Okay? All right, so let's break down number 1. Pick a strategy. Did you know that there are 30 plus ways to make money in real estate? 30 plus ways. Okay? Bigger Pockets, if you look them up, they're going to say 100 plus ways. Let's not get carried away with their Bigger Pockets. Let's not get carried away. All right? The truth is there's 30 plus. They call a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex, all types of individuals. I call that residential multifamily. All right? 4 units and under, residential multifamily, just for example. All right. But pick a strategy. There is mobile home parks. There's note investing. There is non-performing notes, performing notes. Like, there's commercial real estate. There is triple net leasing. There is rental properties, fix and flip, wholesaling, hard money lending, private money lending, etc. Right? The list goes on and on. So figure out from beginning to end what each of those strategies look like. I'm talking spend 15 to 30 minutes on each of those strategies to understand, what does it really take? Do you need somebody to sign? Do you need like a money guarantee or like somebody to back it up? Do you need to raise capital? Like, what does it look like to be able to complete the project from beginning to end? Is it simple? Is it easy? Is it difficult? What does it look like? Right? So just know those things. I like residential multifamily, 4 units and under. Number one is it's easier with financing and it's similar to like a single family house, except ideally like easy financing wise and finding. It's a little bit more difficult to find, but not impossible. There are multifamily out there, residential multifamily. So easy for financing. Number two is there is more rental income that can come in. And ideally one roof, one water tank, one electric, whatever. It's like it's one, but you get 4 times the income. So if you have 1 or 2 months of people not living there and not paying, ideally it still pays for itself, depending on where you live. Okay. Where that location is. So anyway, pick the strategy that like go through all the education on all of them so that you understand and then you have more tools in your tool belt. So when plan A fails, you can jump to plan B, C, or D, and you don't jump all the way to plan Z. You don't make some crazy drastic mistake because you weren't educated on all the other options that are available out there. But find out which one you're naturally gravitated towards. Me personally, I fell in love with the BRRRR strategy. Have I done wholesaling in the past? Have I done rental properties? Have I done Airbnb, fix and flips, multifamily? Yes, we've done all those things. We have. Private money, hard money, yes. So I fell in love with the BRRRR strategy. Okay. And so I do believe it's a great strategy that can set up anybody for success if you focus on it and if you're patient. But figure out what you fall in love with and just think of like, does your time allow it? Does your resources allow it? Does your funding allow it? Does your FICO score? Does your location? Does all these things that like, does your work? Does your family? Like all these things, is it within location? Are you able to put the time, energy, and efforts and your resources towards it to this strategy to make it work? If you can, excellent. I've seen other people say that they want to do a fix and flip, but they commute to work every day, Monday through Friday, and it's a 2-hour drive. 2-hour drive, plus they have 4 kids at home, one with special needs and a wife that's handling all of it. Like, how are you supposed to do a fix and flip when you're working a full-time job? When you have all those other responsibilities, when you're commuting that far? How? It's very unlikely for that to succeed. I can tell you it's going to take a hell of a lot more time. Okay. So pick a strategy. Once you pick that strategy, then geek out on it. Just that 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes worth of due diligence that you did originally that got you attracted to it versus the others doesn't mean that that's it. It means that now you laser beam focus on just that strategy for the next 6 months on books, podcasts, YouTube, anything and everything that is only that. Try to find a mentor that's doing that strategy, right? It's going to help out tremendously. Okay. Somebody that is excellent at that strategy. Geek out on it for a minimum of 6 months. And then once you are fully confident in all the different ways that could go wrong and you are prepared for it, then figure out the location. Number 2 is location. You want to figure out, they say location, 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 location. They mean it because location does matter. Now, location will break down whether you are in a blue state or a red state. The location needs to match with your strategy, right? Is it impossible to do mobile home parks or huge multifamily here in San Diego? No, it's not impossible. Is it less likely? Heck yes. Versus Ohio or Alabama or other areas. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. So make sure that your strategy makes sense with your location. But job growth, population growth, and something unique about the area. Those are the 3 things you want to focus on when it comes down to location. Job growth, population growth, and something unique about the area. Now, you can do researches online. You could use ChatGPT to be able to help you get the data together to better understand the job growth, population growth, and something unique about the area. I've done a podcast a very long time ago with Neil Bawa here on Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast that you're going to want to go back to and listen to understand on a deeper level about the location, job growth, population growth, and something unique. It's very crucial. It's critical for you to understand that piece of it, because the numbers have to make sense with your strategy in that location. Okay, like Ohio is where I first invested. It rarely ever is going to appreciate in that area, but the cash flow is going to be exquisite. It's going to be crazy. Okay, and that's what I wanted initially, because I wanted my first $10,000 a month for cash flow so that I could leave my day job. Okay, I was only making like 2 to 3 grand a month, and I wanted to make 10K so that I could leave my day job. But out here in San Diego, it's so much higher out here that cash flow is very little, if any. However, the appreciation can be excellent. Like each year, it can go up 10 to 20%. And if it's already millions out here, like it adds up. That stuff adds up. So keep that in mind. You want a combination of both. You should never bet on appreciation. That should always just be like icing on the cake. You should never lose money up front and just say, well, in 5 years, it's going to be worth more. Never do that. You could have your cake and eat it too by getting a little combination of everything. But buy today off of the numbers so that it makes sense today. Okay? Expect the worst, hope for the best, but get a deal that makes sense today and lock in something and have backup plans. Okay? Number 3 is after you got the strategy, after you got the location. Number 3 is network. Your net worth is your network. We've all heard this. It's so true. So when you pick the location, you should be building relationships. Doesn't matter if it's in your backyard or it's 3,000 miles away. For me, it was 3,000 miles away. So what did I do? I Googled online, I Zillowed online, I looked up all the different resources of for sale by owner. I called them. I called agents. I called brokers. I called lenders. I called the librarian. I called the Chamber of Commerce. I called the fire department. I called the police department. I asked about the neighborhoods of which ones to stay out of, which ones are up and coming. I talked to people that knew their area. I talked to the what you call it, the university, and the people that were in charge of the housing for the university. And so the something unique in that area where I bought was a famous Catholic university that was just announced that they're growing so much. People all around the world were coming to it, that the juniors and seniors, there wasn't enough housing for them. So they needed to find off-campus housing. So that was number 1 for something unique. Number 2 was there were 3 different old school investors, 2 that were in their 90s, that their family was pushing them to sell before they croaked. And then the third one was a gentleman in his 50s that had a bunch of properties, just like the other 2 guys. They all had 60 to 100 properties, crazy, that they're self-managing, crazier, right? Lived off a ton of cash flow, and that was just their job, buying real estate, managing it. And the guy was going through a divorce, and it was court ordered. He had to sell everything. So all of that to say, like, that is that created more of a buyer's market in that area and not enough people buying. So I was able to scoop up a bunch of good deals, and I was able to compete against. So at the end of the day, you want to cast the vision to everybody that you're networking with, like the Chamber of Commerce, like the local REIA groups, real estate investing associations. You want to find wholesalers in the area. You can go on Bigger Pockets or other networking sites and find out who's the closest and local in that area. You just want to network and cast the vision of what exactly are you looking for that strategy and that location. What do you want? Do you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath? Do you want a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and you're going to add a bath? You want this type of square footage in this location, this area, like this neighborhood where it's up and coming, or you want to stay out of these areas? Cast the vision, and also be blunt that you're brand new. They can tell. They can tell. And it's okay. People admire those who show up, ask questions, and take action. And at the end of the conversation, you can always just say, like, hey, what did I not ask that I should have? Like, do you mind pointing me in the direction? Or who else should I talk to that you would recommend next that could help me get closer to my goal? Like, they will have so much respect and appreciation for it because they see themselves in you. Like, we've all given up on something, and when they see, like, oh man, he's really going for it, he's trying, he's working his tail off, He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Let me try to help out. They'll almost feel bad and they'll help out. And that's great. That's what you want to do. But your network is your net worth. And what you want is ideally a bunch of these people starting to send you leads frequently. And then it just comes down to you analyzing 3 deals per day, submitting offers on every single one of them. I don't care if they're asking $1 million and the most you can offer is 50,000, as long as you justify it. If you just send it back and say 50,000, you're a douchebag. Don't do that. Don't be a douchebag. Okay? What you want to do is just justify it. Here, I'm going to give you this offer, but I want to explain beforehand, this offer represents how I can justify making this investment work for me. Number 1, I'm an investor. Number 2, I need to make money. Number 3, this is my business and I have a family to support. Number 4 is it costs money to make this happen. Number 5 is this, the foundation is jacked up. Number 6 is I don't know how many windows I need to replace, or the electrical, or behind the walls, or the plumbing, or, the age of the home, or the termite damage, or the pest, or, the neighborhood, the neighbors, the lawns, the things that you can't see or know, or anything else. And so you're not here to offend, you're here to, after sitting down with your contractor and looking at all the numbers, this is the most that you can offer. And it's business is business. If they get offended, so be it. Go on to the next one, or just let them know, okay, well, if you ever change your mind, please keep my number and call me when you can. Trust me, you're going to leave an impact on them one way or another. All right. And then you can follow up every month or so until they either sell it themselves or they buy it from you, they allow you to buy it or whatever. So that's an option. But you want to be able to get them to understand like that, the bigger picture of what you're trying to do here. Okay. Learn your numbers. Number 4 is learn your numbers for that particular strategy. So numbers on a BRRRR is going to be different than a fix and flip. It's going to be different than a rental. It's going to be different than a multifamily. It's just going to be different. Okay. So understand your numbers specifically for that strategy. Okay. And there's great different tools like on Bigger Pockets or other platforms. You can ChatGPT a lot of this now to be able to figure out the tools of, hey, if I buy for this price, will I, and I have to put this much money into it, how much should it appraise for in this area? Let me know, find the appraisal. Cool. And it appraised for this dollar amount. How much will a bank give me up to? Like, know these things, just know your numbers. Okay. Number 5 is going to be how to actually deal with contractors. Now, contractors think differently than investors. They think more with their hands, less with their head. Okay. Not to, that's such a derogatory, like, I don't mean it to be derogatory at all. There's plenty of very intelligent contractors out there, plenty of them. I would say in my personal experience, there's more that think with their hands, less logical with their head. And so, yeah, that's just what it is. And so, not to be rude or disrespectful, that's my take on it. I feel like I'm going to get hate from that. Anyway, screw it. That's just what it is. So understand this, like, focus on referrals first. Why? You never want to let down a referral, right? If you had some of your best friends send over one of their friends that you don't know to you to utilize your services, what are you going to do? You're going to treat them like your best friend, even though you don't know them. It's a friend of a friend. Cool. I'm taking care of you. Why? I would never want to piss you off. I would never want to frustrate you for you to go back to my good friend and say something negative. I want it to be most positive. I want to take care of you like you are so lucky that you know this guy or this girl that's my best friend. It goes a long way. So same thing with when you're using a referral. And when I say a referral, I'm talking not like your aunt or uncle's, like, or random friend that they used them once or twice. I'm saying like somebody, a local investor that uses the same person 20 times. They made a ton of money together. That contractor doesn't want to do you wrong because they want more business from the money that they made over there. Okay. They will make it right one way or another. You can also go to Home Depot or Lowe's early in the morning. I'm talking 6 o'clock in the morning, and see who's there. Jay Scott, he put out a great book back in the day. It's a white book. I forget what it's called, but he's got a podcast as well. And Jay Scott explains the power of looking at like the contractors that go super early in the morning, get their stuff prepared. They're more organized. Okay. Because they want to be at the job site at 7 or 8 a.m. to do their business, you know? And then you also want to get 3 bids, minimum of 3 bids. The problem is, what I made mistakes with when I originally started was I got 3 or 4 bids, but I let the contractors lead me through the home, and they would give me their opinions. What do you want to do in this room? I was like, well, what would you do? Because I didn't know anything. And so they would give me 1 bid. I would get another bid back. I'd get 4 or 5 bids back, and I would see every single one of them completely different from the other. Completely different. And therefore, it was hard to compare because it wasn't apples to apples. You know, one is demoing a whole room, the other one is just painting a whole room. I'm like, well, why? You know, the numbers are all over the place because the scope of work is all over the place. So what you want to do first is you walk through the property, you get the scope of work dialed in to a T, and then you go through with each contractor and tell them exactly what you want to do. If you have an oddball situation that you're like, hey, I don't know what to do with this particular situation, can you write that separately out? That's great. Also, and you can do that with all the contractors. Also, what you want to do is take pictures everywhere, every corner of every piece of the house, outside, inside. You also want to make sure that you're asking the contractor for separately materials, like separate from labor. So you can pay for the materials and just labor, or all together. Okay. Usually when you do that separated, any rough type of materials, like if it's a painter, they'll have their own paint brushes potentially, and you just pay for the paint. They like drywall people, it's like you pay for the drywall, but they'll have their own mud. Or maybe you pay for the mud too, and you pay for the screws, but you're not paying for their tools to be able to make it happen. Like they own their own tools, that's their own expertise. You're just paying for their hours, or or salary for the job being complete. You never pay up front. You always pay on the back end. You always pay as work is completed. Make sure that it's not top heavy if you're paying in portions. Make sure that they're like top heavy. I'm saying like you don't pay extra in comparison to the work being done, because if they don't show up the next day for whatever reason, then if you had to pay somebody else to come out and do it, whatever the balance is left, can you get that work done for that balance? Or are you going to have to pay more, which is going to cost you more? It's going to cost you time. And now you're screwed. You're paying it. So keep that in mind when you're, working like that. Also, with certain, you never allow beer or booze on site ever. If you see it, get it out right away. I don't even do warnings or any of that stuff. Just get it out. They can have beers at the end of the day and they are like done, or the end of the project. Congratulate them, bring it over. If it's the weekend, go for it. But if you know they're partying, or there's a holiday or something, or a birthday, something like that, then if you know that they're drinking, expect not to show up the next day. So be aware of that stuff. So be just cautious. They just think and act differently. Make sure you have everything in writing. The scope of work is very critical, and the pay schedule is very critical. Okay. So once these things are done, then you will get paid for it. If it's not done and you have before and after pictures, then you can say like, well, it's not done. If you are not local, then before you pay, make sure somebody goes out, a third party person goes out, takes pictures for you, gets on a video call with you to go through it, and you guys examine the whole project, like whatever was complete, so that you can pay promptly, but also make sure it's not staged and they take it back after they get paid and it really wasn't actually set up. Because ask me how I know. Also, always just pay with a credit card. If they don't take credit cards, teach them how to take credit cards, right? That's your insurance plan. Okay. If they don't pay, or sorry, if if they screw you over, they don't do the work, but you paid in advance, or they're demanding to get paid in advance because they're broke and they're living off the last whatever, like whatever it is, you can pay in advance as long as you have a credit card that you pay with that you get protection. There's credit cards out there that give protection. So pay with a credit card, not a debit card, and not cash. Not liquidate a credit card into cash and give it to them. It's hard to get that stuff back. But if it's a credit card, then it's an open court case, basically, by just calling in and saying, like, hey, they didn't do what they said they were going to. I have before and after pictures, and I have the scope of work. And now the credit card company gives the contractor the opportunity to defend themselves. And if they don't, and they know they were wrong, then they will lose the money. You'll get your money back for the protection that the credit card offers. And you get enough points at the end of the day that you go on free vacation. So why not? It's like a good pat on the back after the work is done so that you can go enjoy yourself. But usually, so you can either, the fees, people always ask, well, what about the fees? Okay, you either pay it because it's 3% typically, or you ask them to pay it, or you split it somewhere in between. I've done all the above with contractors. I will always, especially if it's hundreds of thousands or it's somebody new, I will always pay with a credit card. I'm paying for ground up construction right now. It's about $650,000 we're spending to build this ground up construction. So I'm paying like 30 to 40,000 in fees. All day I'll do it. Why? Because I'm generating enough points for a lot of vacations. And number two, I've never worked with these guys and I need protection. So it's my insurance plan. So why not? It helps me get credit limit increases higher too. So why not? You want to utilize this with the banks. Okay. You can negotiate all these things with the merchant company or with the lender in general or the contractor. All right, 6, wrapping this bad boy up, is how are you going to actually fund this? And what's the plan? Are you going to refi? Are you going to sell it? What does it look like? What does it look like? Again, I'd rather not do fix and flips unless it totally makes sense. There's one deal that within 90 days, we got a wire for $729,000 after paying off my credit cards for $254,000. I literally walked away with $475,000 in profit. The reason I sold right then and there and made that, $475,000 right away is because it was in 90 days I made that much money and I had no work into it. If I would have refinanced it, I would have got all my money back. I would have also got maybe 100,000 or so, maybe a little bit more, but I would have had just equity in the property stuck in there and I would have had a higher monthly payment. And to be able to get that cash flow, it would have taken 5+ years to be able to recuperate $475,000. So why wait that long when I could just get it right now, right? So the time-wise, it just made sense to sell it right now. For a lot of my properties, though, I like to keep it because if I can get all the above, cash flow, cash back, no money into it, small monthly payment, I said cash flow, appreciation, tax benefits, you name it, like all those things, it matters and it adds up. But how are you going to fund it? You don't need to be rich. You don't need to have money. You could have credit. Again, we teach this stuff and we're going to be talking about it at the 3-day 0% capital boot camp coming up on the 20th. It's just next week. So are you going to get your ticket is the question. Have you received your ticket? Go grab it right now because we're going to be showing you step by step how to do it. We've done it numerous times with people. And as long as you're submitting 3 offers per day, for the next 30 to 90 days, I guarantee it, you will get a deal. I guarantee it. But you got to learn all these 6 points that I'm talking about. And the best way and the easiest way to fund it is utilizing the power of talking to these banks properly. Do it yourself. Instead of relying on grandma and having the whole family mad at you because you're gambling with her retirement, right? That's not good. Or Uncle John and Thanksgiving super awkward because he's looking all mean mugging at you like, where the hell's my money, kid? Like, not good, right? Or you losing sleep at night because you're scared and it's your first time doing it too. It's not right. You don't do it. You'll sleep like a baby if I can teach you how to fix credit, if I can teach you how to boost your score to the 800 club, if I can teach you how to get massive amounts of funding up to $500,000 with rates as low as 0% and how to repeat it every 6 months per person. Why not? Yeah, your first time doing this, your first 3 times doing this, in fact, you're going to have some jitters. It's going to be scary. But as long as you have mentorship, guidance, and you follow this to a T, I guarantee it, you'll come out on top. But will it be easy? No. Will it be simplified? Yes. If you have a mentor and guidance, if you follow this to a T. Will it be scary? 100%. It's because it's your first time doing it. You don't want to make mistakes. We're dealing with money. We're dealing with real estate, and you're getting the jitters because it's like the opportunities is you've seen other people hit success with it, and you feel like you could be the next, and you're hoping and praying and wishing and but you haven't been in the past. So this is a big opportunity for you. Okay. But you're going to have to understand, how do I fund this? Whether you've come into some money from a death in the family or you saved up or whatever it is, your retirement account, do not blow it. Don't blow it. Learn this thing of how to talk to these banks properly. Don't just have money sitting in the bank losing money. I've talked to people like that last week too. Don't do that. That's stupid. You can put it into a CD for God's sakes and make more, or a money marketing account where it's liquid and you'll make more. Okay, don't just have it sitting around wasting money with inflation and letting the banks lend it out for free. That's stupid. All right. But are you going to refinance it? Are you going to sell it? Talk to the lenders, talk to the banks to know which lender you're going to use and how much you can get up to. Can you get up to 90%? Can you get up to 70, 80? Which bank is it? There's so many different banks. There's so many different programs. What FICO score do you need? What dollar amounts do you need to have in the bank? What are they going to look at? Are they going to care about tax returns? Are you doing a DSCR loan? What is it? You got to know these things. What are the rates going to be? What is the monthly expenses going to be? What are they looking at? How are they judging you? Network, talk to the banks, understand this stuff in advance. There's really only a couple key components here. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. For your first time doing it, it's going to feel extremely complicated. It's okay. Keep staying in that pocket. Keep asking questions. There's no dumb question. Keep asking questions, though, so you can soak up this knowledge until you feel comfortable and confident. And you just got to stay in that pocket and still soak up. There's a lot of acronyms when it comes down to real estate. It's annoying. But the more that you stay in there, you're going to start speaking the lingo, picking up the language, and talking the talk so that you can walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely doable. It can change your life. It will change your life, in fact. But learn how to talk to these banks properly. So go get your ticket right now to our upcoming boot camp. It's February 20th, 21st, and 22nd. We're doing a Valentine's Day special for my birthday. Go grab your ticket right now. You'll get a huge discount. And just want to say, love you guys all so much. I'm excited for you to jump into real estate. I pray that this hits you guys well and that you can take massive action on it. If you haven't jumped into real estate yet, what are you waiting for? This is your time. Stop waiting for the interest rates to come down. Stop waiting for the perfect season, perfect time. It's never going to be. This is your time. If you can make money now, you can make money later. The best time to jump into real estate, this said, was 20 years ago. Second best time is today. Let's make it happen, okay? So go ahead, hit that subscribe button to Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast if you have not already. Leave that 5-star review as well. Appreciate all the love and support. Share this out to somebody that needs to see it. Again, go grab your ticket. Let me know. DM me right now if you got your ticket to the boot camp. I just want to shout you out. I want to share some love with you. I'll give you something extra special. But just DM me on Instagram, Brandon Elliott Investments or Credit Counsel Elite. Follow us on there. Love you guys all so much, and we'll catch you later, okay? Till then, God bless. Peace out.
This has been another episode of Ready, Set, Go Real Estate Investing Podcast, brought to you by Brandon Elliott. For more information, please visit BrandonElliottInvestments.com. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Thanks again for joining. Until next time, God bless.